Good morning, Stampers. I will be right with you. I just have a few last minute things. I realized right after I hit the play button, I still had my dehumidifier on, so that's kind of some loud background noise. And I think I need to get a little bit of coffee. So we'll just give this a second anyways. So did you like how I put, I would be on at about 11, because you guys all know that 5 minutes before I always come up with something I have to do. Okay. Hoping my internet isn't too slow today. Okay, here it is. Again, I'm finding this in a different spot every single week. All right, so make sure if you're here, you say hello, say good morning or afternoon, depending on where you're at. Okay, I'll be right back. And then we'll get started. Okay, so what is there to talk about today? So we are on our Facebook Live, or you might be watching this on a replay. It is September 23rd, Wednesday. I hope you're all having a wonderful morning. I know my morning has started out just wonderful because there is a Stampin' sale right now, or a Stampin' Up sale, 15% off select stamp sets, just 24 hours. So if you are comfortable shopping online, just follow the links that I've shared. And you know what? I have the host code right attached to that, so you don't even have to remember that. In fact, so I'm not even going to share it on, usually I show it on the video or whatever in a printed form. I'm not even going to do that today because it'll be right in all of the links, and it's in all of the ones that I posted previously about the sale too. So you have nothing to worry about. Just hit that button and you will get all of the perks. So 10 free cards with a $50 order. If your order is under 50, I'll still send you cards. I'll just send you 5 of them or so. And then again, order over $50, I will send you 10 free cards. You get the paper perks, the punch card, the whole bit. And then you save 15% from Stampin' Up. Of course, you can add other things to your order too. If your order is over 150, do not use that code. You get the host rewards for that too. And then also keep in mind, if your order is, or wish list, or whatever you got going for the next few weeks is a lot, or even few months, maybe take advantage of that Get and Go Starter Kit special, where you're going to get, I've been showing these a lot. This is only one more week. You're going to get all these free stamp sets and goodies and things too. So that's all we're going to talk about there. We had a wonderful garage sale last week. So if you were local and able to attend, thank you so much. And guess what? I did that little video on Monday, I think it was. Everybody's claimed their door prices. I was so excited. There's been years past where I have to really track down people, or they never claim them. And so I have talked to everybody that has door prizes coming to them. And I am caught up on prize patrols. So we have to give away more. So we'll be doing a prize patrol again today. So prize patrol works if you comment, like, share, you get entered in my prize patrol drawing. And I forgot to do the drawing for last week's, but I will do that and contact somebody. I'll post in the comments who the winner is of last week. And you know, something that I've struggled with in the past, I'm just gonna be totally honest with prize patrol, is keeping track of what I picked from the week before. So I'm not even gonna say what I'm gonna send. I'm just gonna send something to you. So you're just gonna get some embellishments or ribbons, some cards, maybe cardstock, whatever I got, but it'll be good. So never fear, my prize patrols are really good. So again, just take part in the video, and that is how you will get entered for that. And maybe if you've gotten oh good, you guys are saying good morning. Again, I'm finding this in a different spot again. It's crazy. Okay, so this looks so different every single time. Okay, you guys don't need to hear about my frustration. I'm gonna get to the cards that we're gonna do today. I'm gonna use the Magic in the Night stamp set. And here we go, ready to rock and roll. Here we are. Or I should be using spooky sayings or something today since we're doing Halloween cards. And so this is part of the card I'm sharing today. And again, the card I shared last week was a hit. Everybody seemed to really like that card. And it was a fun fold. So there's 2 fun folds in this Halloween class this time. And I'm going to share with you the second one. And then I'm also going to just share another really quick card that's part of this class that I did. And so we did have the live class last Monday, and something I would like to do is open that class back up. It was such a good class. So I will open that up to go, or if you're local and you'd want to pick up the kit here, you can do that. But also if you're local and you'd like to borrow the stamp sets, I will certainly lend those out to you so that you can be successful with your projects. But the cards that I have set up, really, if you're taking this to go and you don't have the stamp set, it would not be a problem at all to use something else that maybe you have already. Okay, so I'm still trying to find this in the right spot. I swear, I should practice this. Okay, anyways, doesn't matter. Oh, never mind. I do have it in the right spot now. Okay, great. You know, and I was just chuckling at my post before. I think this morning when I said I will be live with a Facebook Live, I thought it was pumpkins, but I think it was oranges that I was sharing. You know, I think I had just woken up when I posted that. And it was like one of those little things that Facebook lets you share. And so oranges, pumpkins, they're all about the same. Okay. What's up, Brody? Brody's in the background. Ooh, look at this. Brody just brought these down. This must have just showed up. Look at this. Looks like we have got a paper pumpkin that is Halloween themed. So I'm not going to show that today. Maybe I'll show that on Friday during the Sharon show. I have a few extras, so if you missed out on that, I can let you scoop one of those up for me. Okay, so Brody's talking to me. Brody is on a distance learning day today. So I'm not sure what he just said, but so we got to try to keep them on track. I forgot today was a distance learn day. So it's a little crazy around here. Okay, so I just mentioned Friday. Friday I'm going to do, finally I think I should be able to get back on track to do a consistent Friday like I talked about earlier. So Friday, 1 p.m. Central Time, finally Friday, Sharon show. So it won't be a formal project like I'm doing today. I'll just share with you some fun projects I've been working on for, about a half hour or so. We'll see. Okay, so products we're using today. And, at the end, I'll show you what's all included in the card kit that's still available. But feel free to take these projects and make them with things that you already have, or if you have already bought this suite, absolutely recreate these. I'd love to even, share in the comments if you've recreated it. Okay, so this is called metallic mesh ribbon, and you'll see how great it makes a bow here in a little bit, and how you can use that in a couple different ways. And then I've also got these metallic embellishments. Iridescent pearls is the formal name for that. I use the embossing folder. And then I did take a second here. These are the die cuts in the Magic in the Night suite. And then also I did pull in just this one from Tasteful Label dies. So these are wonderful to use. They're very versatile. I've used those quite a bit. And I think this is the first week I'm not using the Tasteful Touches embossing folder, but I did on a different card, the card I showed last week. So, all right, so here we go. This is what the products we're using. And of course, the stamp set. And I'm going to start with, I think I will start with the very simple, we'll do the fun fold second. And so that's this one here. But I'm going to just share with you this one here. And I'm going to show the Stamparatus again. And I need to grab a bone fold. Oh, I have one right here. All right, so I did use basic gray for the background of this card. So we're going to start with this card here. And basic gray, 5.5 by 8.5. And then I have basic black for my next layer. I will be right back in just a second here. Hold on. All right, sorry about that. Had to go check on my distance learner there real quick, make sure he was doing what he's supposed to be. Okay, so then next layer, here, I'm just gonna make one card here. We've got that 5 1/4, the basic second layer here, 5 1/4 by 4. And also, I mean, you can probably tell, but that's basic black. And then what I did, I already embossed this. I'm going to emboss one thing on our next card. So I did just already emboss this one. It's kind of something fun and different I've been doing lately, is embossing the designer series paper. And on this Halloween paper, I thought it looked great. So I embossed it with the spider web, very fitting, obviously, for Halloween. And now I was thinking about it. I've had a lot of people mention, you know, I don't send Halloween cards, which, you know, a lot of people don't. It's kind of a different sort of holiday, but this might be the year that you want to send a Halloween card. This would be a great year to send a Halloween card to someone, more of as like a thinking of you card. You know, it would be great to surprise somebody with just a little delight in the mail. So maybe if you want to send a card anyways, think Halloween. If you like this paper and you're just not sure, gosh, I don't send a lot of Halloween, but hey, you could send it as a thinking of you. You know, I hope you're having a great day. Anything like that would work. All right, and now our next one, I cut out the label die already from the, let's see, Magic in the Night dies. And so that's gonna end up there. But then I also pre-cut this one out, and so that I could cut out multiples at a time, I set up my Stamparatus, and I have showed how to do this before, so I'm not gonna go through that today. We'll do that again on another video. But, so I have the Stamparatus set up already. So all I have to do is drop in my die. And it is kind of a tight squeeze to get this one cut out with the proper, you know, spacing and stuff. So it did take me a couple of tries. So if you get this, just so you know, but then, you know, the nice thing about the Stamparatus, once I have it set up, it's going to be perfect positioning every time. So it might take you 1 or 2 tries to get it just perfect how you want it. But then, man, it's so simple after that. So perfect. Love it, love it, love it. Now, I want to do another one, but I still am going to do the Happy Halloween too. So I did the outline here just in Memento Basic Black. And then I'm going to use Cajun Craze up here on my Happy Halloween. Just a nice light touch. And I'm not going to press down too hard on this either. Just a little gentle, because remember, we can do it a second time. So if that's not quite as dark as I wanted it, or if I would have missed a spot, I can go back and give it another little go. You know, maybe I do want that. So in here. So it's stamped perfect, but you know, why not? Let's just do another little push on here. And I'm going to see if I have my Take a Pic tool. There, so that gave it just a little bit brighter. Let's see if I can pull that out of there. I was thinking the pokey end, but I have my stylus on this one. But you can also use that other end. All right, so look at that. Look at how perfect that is. Now, see how easy that is. Again, I said I'm just gonna make one card. See how easily I get sidetracked? Now, a bunch of you answered my question the other day. I thought that was such a fun one, that what could you talk about for an hour straight without any preparation? And of course, mine was stamping. I think I could talk for like 4 hours about stamping. And that little post was shared, my cousin, I think she's in finance, shared that. And she's also like an aerobics instructor or kickboxing, I think. She's amazing, but she shared that. And so I thought that was so fitting for our group. And I love it that most of you were grandkids, your pets. Of course, some of you were stamping as well. But I could just go on and on and on about stamping. So here we go. You see how easy that is to just pop in another one. And so if you're doing multiples of something, this Stamparatus is the way to go. All right, so let's set that aside. We are done with that for today. And because I do have some really small parts here, or, you know, I'm going to actually use my Stampin' Write markers, which I don't use too often. And I'll color this flower in. I have got the Cajun Craze. I'm going to use the thin tip. So there's 2 tips on this. We'll use Cajun Craze on our flowers. And then I think what I've got here is Old Olive. You could use any green that you wanted to, though. And you could definitely switch these colors out to more of the traditional oranges and use the pumpkin pie paper as well if you'd like to, or maybe you have some Halloween paper from another time. Okay, there we are. One more down here, and I'm not taking a lot of time. I could probably take a little time and do these a little bit better if I wanted to, but hey, it's the Halloween card. It doesn't need to be all perfect. Halloween is, I don't know what I was going to say. I don't know about what Halloween is. Now, if you are watching, I would love to know if you are a big fan of Halloween. I wasn't really a huge fan until I started making cards. And then I just love making Halloween cards, but I was never one to really get too into the dressing up and things. My son really liked it, my daughter not as much. So actually something that we always did was, and I don't think we're going to be able to do it this year, they would go, I mean, my son, he'd wear like a little Halloween costume, you know, usually just something we had or I had picked up on clearance after Halloween, so he'd have something the next year. But we would go, he'd maybe go trick-or-treating a couple houses, and then we would go up to All Seasons Arena, which is our ice skating place, or hockey arena, and they would go ice skating. So he'd wear his little costume and go out skating. But this year, I'm not sure that they are doing open skate, so we might have to come up with a new plan. Okay, so that's all there is to that. Just fun to color it in a little bit. And you wouldn't even have to color it in. You could just leave it how it is. And then let's attach that to our label. And now I am going to take some of this mesh ribbon. And I'm just going to cut 2 little pieces. And I'll probably trim it down a little bit more as well. And let's take, and what I want to do is just position it behind here, like so. So I'm just going to go like that. And so I'm just going to use some glue dots. I think will be the easiest way to get that to stay in place. And then, and you don't need much. I'm just going to put 2 because what's going to happen is we're going to attach that label, and that's also going to secure that in place. So I do have, you know, silly me, I should have bought the black dimensionals. I did not. Of course, I ordered them, and they'll probably come right after Halloween. But I'm going to have my 2 different sizes of dimensionals here today. On my label, I'm going to use the bigger ones. Smaller ones would work. You would just, it just takes longer to peel those little backs off. So on a bigger piece, I do prefer the larger ones. And then when I'm going to do these little bats, I need to have, in my spider, I need to have the little ones. And then I can just trim that down to the size that I want it to be so it doesn't hang over the edge. Okay, so now what we need is, we need some bats right here. I already have these cut out. I'll just dump them all out. Why not? And then I'm going to need a spider. I'm going to dump those out too. So I cut these out from the black glitter paper. It is so nice and fun and sparkly. Look at that. Aren't those cute? I just love those. Okay, so this is where I am going to put, let's do, oh, I'm going to lose them. I should have kept them separate. Oh, shoot. Oh, well. Okay, so I'm going to put one of the little ones on this spider and attach my spider up in the corner here. And then I will do 3 bats over here. I'll do a glue dot on that one. And you'll see how this nests just so perfect right in this corner because there's a little opening there. So it looks so cute to add either, you could do the spider or the bat right in that spot. And something really nice about these die cuts, if I can share, here, let me bring these out. So it's pretty cool. The die cuts cut out these 2 at the same time and then these 3. So since there's so many of them, this would be great, you know, in one little swoop through your die cutting machine. You can get quite a few little bats. So this would be a great one to use for a shaker card too. You know, and shakers, that would be, little kids love those. And so that would be an awesome option to send a kid in your life, whether it be a grandkid, maybe a neighbor kid. You could, instead of giving candy, you could give a card and maybe, you know, a little paper crafting treat for them for Halloween. Okay, so that is our first card. Isn't that so beautiful? Well, again, I don't know if Halloween should be beautiful. Sure, it can be. it can be whatever we want it to be. Okay, so I'm going to leave these out because aren't those just fun to look at? I just think they're beautiful. Gosh, I like those. All right. So yeah, I could just sit around. So not only could I sit and talk about paper crafting for an hour or two, I could just sit and look at all my paper too. Look at my collection. Okay, so I will set that one aside. Now we're going to go to the fun fold. This, and like I said, an easy fun fold. It is so stinking simple, but it looks so stunning. Isn't that so fun? And so, you know, most of you know, my style is very simple. So you're never going to get anything too complicated from me. I shouldn't say never, very rarely. All right, so let's bring in our supplies. And I think I left some Post-it. I think I put Post-its on a couple of these to tell you the sizes. So I better move my bats aside here because I think I have them in this package here. So again, the cards that I'm sharing today, all of them are part of the Halloween class. That is, I'm going to open it back up. So when I send this week's email, of course, you can message me too if you're watching this and you want to just, you know, send me a message and tell me you'd like this class. But I'm going to open it back up, open until this Sunday, which would be the 27th, if you would like this card kit. Okay, so I have supplies here for 2. So in the card kit, you do get 2 of each card. So here are my measurements. And I'll just set these other ones aside because I'll just make 1 card today. I might do the stamping for 2 so it's easy for me later. But let's set all these little guys, I don't know, little bats aside. Okay. Okay, this is so fun. All right. So you'll see what we have here. We got lots of stuff in this one. So sometimes when you get these card kits, it's like putting a puzzle together. You get all your parts all separated out. And then you put them together by looking at the card sample. Okay, so something I want to do to start, let's see. Here, how about I give you a nice view of this card as I show you what we got going here. Let's see, I want to make sure you can still kind of see it as I'm doing this part. So the part that is going to be of course the fun fold is exciting, but something new I've been doing is embossing the labels. So you'll see I have 3 labels here, and what I wanted though is another layer. So I didn't think, you know, this would be okay, but I really wanted to add some black inside of this, but I didn't have another nest to match that. So what you can do is just cut out a regular size one and then just cut it in half. You can use your trimmer or your paper snips, either way works. And then what we'll do is I'm going to put the adhesive right on this side of my designer series that I have cut out. And then label it like so. Label it, adhere it. You guys knew what I meant. And I'm going to do the same here. And now if it doesn't get on exact, that's no problem. So, you know, if you miss just a little bit, because again, we're going to still adhere it to this piece. So there's going to be plenty of adhesive there. And so now let's do the same here. Adhere it to our Cajun Craze. So basic black and Cajun Craze in very vanilla are the only colors used here. And then again, something fun, I've really been getting into embossing in different ways rather than just on the solid cardstock. I've been liking to try out different things. So I'm going to now bring in my die cutting machine, my stamp and cut emboss machine, stamp, cut, emboss. So today we're going to emboss with it. I think last week we cut with it. And so I have my plate number 1 and I have my label. And I did have to play around with this a little bit. I think I have it going the right way. I hope so. Otherwise, we have a second one we can try. Actually, just to practice, why don't I try it? And so I believe I have it set up so that the Stampin' Up! Is down, and I want the part that I want to be more embossed, I'm going to put facing down to the bottom. I think that's how I had it, but I'm going to just practice just to make sure I have it right. I sure do. All right, so you see how fun that is. And so now I'm going to take the whole label and put it down here. And we're going to run it through. And you'll see how pretty that is. And it's just fun because it ties it all together rather than doing them all separate and the layers wouldn't line up. When you adhere them together first and then run it through, you get a nice, I don't know, continuous emboss. And let me set that aside. And so I am just loving this. So if this is on your wish list, you can add this to that Get and Go starter kit promotion right now and save on the shipping, which is quite a deal. Okay. What do we have next? Let's start putting it together and then we will do our stamping at the end because there's not a lot on this one. And I do need one more thing here I'm seeing. I need the inside piece for this. Okay, so like I said, it's a very simple, at a first glance, it might look a little complicated, but it's not at all. So you are going to, maybe I should just show, I already have this scored, but sometimes it's just easier to see it as well. So if you haven't done a lot of scoring in fun folds, it's a little bit easier to see. So I'm gonna bring out my scoring board. I'm gonna score it at 4 1/4. And then I'm also going to score it at 1 1/4. And what that is going to leave me with is going to be a spot for a 1 5/4. 1 5/4. Oh my goodness. 1 1/4 strip of Designer Series paper. And then also a 2 3/4 by 5 1/4 for this piece here. And then we're going to also put one on the other side. So what's going to happen here is we're going to fold it in half like we would a regular card. And then we're going to fold this back. And so you're going to actually use 2 of these 2 3/4 by 5 1/4 pieces, and you can do different Designer Series. You can do whichever one you'd want. And so let's go ahead and adhere that to get our pieces out of the way. And I haven't looked at the comments lately. Maybe I should do that. Make sure I'm not totally screwing up here. If anybody has anything to say. Oh, I see Burdell says she wasn't a fan either when her kids were little. I love making cards for Halloween and I love giving out treats to everybody. I just myself never got into dressing up, but I sure enjoy the craft of making treats for everybody. That's definitely a fun time. All right, so then we'll take this next piece. So this is a fun fold that you can do with any Designer Series paper, any occasion. You just switch out your patterns is all you have to do. And then let's adhere this second. And you could definitely do these in different patterns too. I just thought on this particular card it looked great to do the same pattern for both of these. Again, this one that I'm adhering right now, 2 3/4 by 5 1/4. And then we just have to go ahead and decorate it. And so then I just started, actually before I even knew how I was going to finish this card. Let's go ahead and put our inside in. I'm going to leave that blank for right now. That way I can just write a message in there later. And that's where our Berry Vanilla comes in. And this is going to go right here. And just so I don't get glue everywhere, I'm just going to put a couple strips right down the middle. And I'm using the Stampin' Seal Plus, so you really don't have to worry about it not adhering enough. It definitely will stay. You won't have a problem with that. And so this is where I started, and then I just had to start building my little sentiment design area. So what I started with then is a circle, and I knew I wanted to incorporate the bats on this. And so I started with this circle from that Tasteful Label Dies, and I used Open If You Dare. I gotta find that one. Let's see, I think it's this one right here. And I'm also gonna do that in Cajun Craze, just how I did that last card sentiment. you know, which is this cardstock or the designer series is great. I would have never thought to use Cajun Craze for Halloween, but with it coordinating with the cardstock, it's perfect. It's not a color I use too often. For fall cards, definitely, which is really great too. So if you're looking throughout this mini catalog for the occasions, the Cajun Craze color carries from this one also to the other fall sets in there. The Gilded Autumn, that's what I'm trying to say. The Gilded Autumn designer series also features the Cajun Craze. And so now let's use some dimensionals to put that on, and then we'll add some bats and some bows. Bats and bows. I guess that kind of rhymes. Well, it does rhyme. All right, so let's find the largest one. So I just cut out a whole bunch of these, and then when I started putting my cards together, they were already cut, and I could add them as I wanted, so I didn't have to worry about cutting them out as I was going. So that's kind of something fun to do. And now when I make some treat packaging and things, I'll have all these leftover. I'll have all these leftover ones that I can just toss them onto little things little doodads and packaging as I want to. So that's something I like to do, especially with this black paper, the glitter paper. It's fun to just not waste in those little bats. You can cut a lot out of your little scraps. Okay, and let's add a couple more. I like to work in threes. So we will add 2 on the bottom. So we have 3 little bats. You could switch this out and you could add some of the spiders, or you could do both if you wanted to. And here we are. Isn't that so adorable? Still not done. Still needs just a little bit more. So let's bring back in this mesh ribbon. And then I will bring back in all of the cards that are included in the card class and show you what else is included in that too at the end here if you're interested. Or if you just want to recreate these cards and you want to know the products that I used. I stuck within all of one product suite, the Magic in the Night suite. Okay, so did you see how quick that was to tie a bow? And now after I have it tied, if I want it smaller, I can even make it just a little bit smaller. And I can always trim those down as I go. Let me do one more. I think I did that so quick. Maybe I better slow her down. So remember, I love to tie bows. So if you want to love to tie bows, just practice. Just do them, you know, as you're sitting watching TV, watching a movie. That's when I learned to, actually no, I really got going on my tying bows waiting for my children at sports practices while I was sitting in the car. There we go. That's when I got really good at it. And now I'll just sit and watch a movie and tie bows because it's just fun. I love ribbon and paper and embellishments. But there we go. So then I'm going to stick that in there. I'm going to do the smaller one that I have though. And I'm just going to adhere it with a, let's cut it down just a little bit more. And I'm going to adhere right in the center there with a glue dot. And so I kind of went on the theme of this. So when I used this scrapbook, someone asked me some tips. I guess I still do scrapbook, but when I used to do it a lot, they said, well, how did you do that? Like I do these little clusters of things in the corner of a page or something. And they say, how do you do that? I said, well, I just keep going till it's almost, but not quite looking a little bit gaudy. And then I stop. So I thought that adding those added just a little touch too. You know, we could do this. We could add some of these on this one too. And something I did on this one, I should find the one that I just made. I lost it already. Oh, over here. Here it is. So something else I did on this one, I don't know if you can see it in the picture. Let's do 3 here. Yeah, that's fun. I took some Wink of Stella. Something I like to do on black is add Wink of Stella. Actually, this one was almost gone. Let me grab another one from behind me here. That's how much I use it. There, do you see that? I hope you can see that. Let me see if it shows up. I'll bring it closer on the camera. So, so that's also something really fun. Of course, it's not as sparkly as that glitter paper, but it adds just a little touch. And so then, looks like I need to squeeze. So just be careful with your Wink of Stella. When you squeeze it, you want to do it real light. Don't do it right on your project, or sometimes you'll get a blob of glitter that'll pop out of there. And so just a little, not a lot. And then you can just kind of go over this, and it's going to give your project just a little bit of sparkle. All right, so that is all I have for today. I hope you really enjoyed it. So these are the card projects. Again, I'm going to share with you real quick here the products that are included in the card class. So I'm not going to take all this out. So it comes in a bag like so, has all of your card supplies cut and ready for you to prepare. The gilded, or why am I saying gilded? I'm thinking that autumn. These iridescent pearls, a full package of the ribbon, a piece of the glitter paper, and then half a package of the designer series paper from the Magic and the Night Suite. So you get a little bit of everything. You use some of the products to create your cards, and then you just have leftovers to do whatever you would like with it. Class cost for this, very reasonable. It's $28. There is a little shipping charge if you like it shipped, but if you're able to pick it up, obviously there's no shipping charge. And so that is today's projects. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And I will bring them all in here to see. And I do only have this is last week's card. I only have one of those because I already sent out the other one to somebody. I just sent it yesterday. I did a whole bunch of mailing. And then this is another one that is included. You know, also included, I will be sending an email out to those that order the card kit. And so you'll get close-up pictures of these for you and a supply list for you to create your projects. All right, so that is what today is all about. I will be back again 1 p.m. on Friday for a Finally Friday share and show. If you have any questions today or want to take advantage of that 15% off stamp sets, select stamp sets through Stampin' Up, just today that's available. You can go ahead and order right online, or if you need help doing that, feel free to contact me and I can place an order for you. All right, everybody, have a wonderful day. We will see you soon. Be sure to like, share, comment so that you can be entered in Prize Patrol. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Bye-bye.